The city of Niagara Falls has begun developing its 5-year strategic plan, and they want to hear from residents. CAO Jason Burgess is here to tell us how you can do that. Jason, how are you going about collecting information from residents?
Well, I think the most important thing that we're doing is we've launched a survey on our Let's Talk site. So you just have to go to Let's Talk Niagara Falls. You'll see the site for the strategic plan. There's a survey, takes about 10 minutes to complete, and that's one of the big ways we'll collect input from residents. Obviously, we just had a little election last fall. We've had our councillors and our mayor out with the public. They've received feedback that will feed into the survey, and we'll be doing a few sessions with a few focus group sessions also, and that's how we'll get the feedback for our strategic plan.
What kind of questions are you asking residents on this survey?
It's really about priorities and how we're setting our priorities, and as staff, we put together a bit of a benchmark of a strategic plan or a framework for a strategic plan that we're also presenting, and residents can provide some feedback on that. So, you know, the 3 pillars that we have in our strategic plan is around sustainability, which is both financial sustainability, social sustainability, and environmental sustainability, customer service, and economic growth and diversity.
The budget, does it inform what happens in that strategic plan as well?
I would say the strategic plan will start to inform the budgeting process going forward for the next 3 years, and that's why it's really important to get it done now before the next budget this fall.
Knowing about this process, this is a new council, just elected back in October. The previous council had a strategic plan as well. How were the benchmarks met in that strategic plan?
Well, on the Let's Talk site, there's a document on there where we showed the last strategic plan, all the things that we met, all the things that are still in progress, and some of the things that changed. So we always start off by looking at our last strategic plan and then moving forward. What we'll do differently this cycle for the 4 years is we'll be updating our strategic plan more regularly, and residents and councillors will get reports on a biannual basis on how we're matching up to the strategic plan. And strategic plan shouldn't just be you make it in year 1 and then you don't touch it. Life changes, things happen. We've experienced that in the last few years. COVID kind of interrupted some things.
Of course.
Federal governments and provincial governments come out with new policies. So we need to always be evaluating our strategic plan and amending it as we go forward.
What is the process right now? So, I mean, you've already started discussions staff-wise.
Yep.
And now you're reaching out to the public.
Now we're reaching out to the public. That'll end around April. We'll have a strategic session with our councillors, and then we'll finalize the strategic plan in June. So we'll present the feedback from the public to our councillors. We'll get feedback obviously from the councillors, and they get their own feedback. And then we'll bundle it, package it up, and then finalize it in the June-July timeframe.
Will there be time between May and June to make some changes to that strategic plan?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, and we do take the input very seriously because at the end of the day, it's not council strategic plan; it's a city strategic plan. It's not staff strategic plan. We're there to provide guidance and information and research, and it's really around motivating the citizens to say these are the really important things for us, because if we don't have the backing of the residents, nothing's really going to happen.
How is the information used from the election? Is that up to the councillors who are sitting now to bring that up?
Yep, and we also looked at all their platforms. So we took all their platforms and pushed it into the strategic plan. The interesting thing is a lot of the feedback that we get actually deals with things that is not the responsibility of the city of Niagara Falls. When we talk about homelessness and addiction issues, and our council...
These are regional or provincial issues.
These are regional and provincial issues, but at the end of the day, our residents want us to act on it, and we are the level of government that's closest to the people. And our council last year took a very aggressive stance and declared a state of emergency on that. So our strategic plan, even though it's easy for us to say, well, that's not our job.
It has to be included somewhat in that plan.
It has to be included somewhat, and we are doing things to address those items. So, and that's why it's important to get feedback, because even though it's not officially our swim lane, it's important for us to be in that swim lane because that's what the residents want.
For sure. And the website, it's on the city website?
Yep, and you just type in Let's Talk Niagara Falls and we can talk.
We will talk again. Jason, thanks for joining us.